A new federal lawsuit claims Ohio State University received multiple warnings alleging students were sexually abused by a former team doctor. Richard Strauss, who died in 2005, worked for 20 years at OSU. The school says more than 100 people, including former athletes and patients at Student Health Services, have now come forward accusing him of abuse. CBS This Morning Saturday co-host Dana Jacobson spoke with two men who are now suing the university. Dana, good morning.
Good morning. This is the third lawsuit filed since the allegations against Dr. Richard Strauss became public in April. That's when former members of the wrestling team spoke out. Now, unlike the first two, this is not a class action suit. The former patients of Dr. Strauss we spoke with say they want to make sure their individual stories are told.
When I reread this, it makes me angry because they invalidated me back then in 1995.
Back then, Steve Snyder-Hill was a student at Ohio State. He showed us the complaint he filed after visiting Student Health Services to check on a lump in his chest. And it's really clear it's just somebody taking handwritten notes.
It's my words.
He told a school representative that his conversation with Dr. Richard Strauss felt flirty and not at all appropriate. He reported that the doctor pushed his groin against him and gave him unnecessary testicular and rectal exams.
He was a doctor. I was a student. I went in there vulnerable. I was even more vulnerable because he had me declothed, and I'm sitting there in front of him, and everything's going really badly.
Were there points within the exam where you thought, I should say something, but I don't know what to do, where this is strange?
No. When it was happening to me, I was literally letting it happen because I didn't know how to respond to it.
After Snyder-Hill reported the incident, the director of Student Health Services wrote a letter saying they had never received a complaint about Dr. Strauss before. But Ron McDaniel says Strauss's behavior had been an open secret for years.
So your coach was aware of what you said happened?
Oh, yeah.
The former Ohio State tennis player says he informed a team trainer and fellow athletes that Dr. Strauss touched him inappropriately while treating a cold in 1982.
And they started laughing, and they were like, you got hit. You're a rookie. You didn't know? And I was like, what? Know what? And they were like, you could go to him for a hangnail, and he has to check your testicles.
And they just laughed about it.
Yeah, they laughed about it, as in it's absurd, and it's like, you got hit, you're a rookie, okay, welcome to the club. Like, we all went through it.
We kind of validate each other.
McDaniel and Snyder-Hill are among 10 men who filed a new lawsuit against Ohio State University, accusing the school of fostering an ingrained culture of institutional indifference that succeeded in keeping Dr. Strauss's 2 decades of serial sexual abuse buried. Strauss died by suicide in 2005, years after retiring from Ohio State.
So how many victims have you heard from so far?
Dozens.
Attorney Jack Landskroner says he hopes this legal action will bring about change.
What's the goal of the lawsuit?
Basically, the university turned a blind eye to a serial sexual harasser, and we want to make sure that never happens again.
Ohio State launched an independent investigation in April. A spokesman says, we are aware of reports that individuals at the university did not respond appropriately during that era. These allegations are troubling and are a critical focus of the current investigation.
We thought we were doing the right thing and telling our coach. They were the athletic department. We looked to the coaches, the trainers, and the doctors to do the right thing.
And I mean, we are kids. We were kids.
Yeah.
They have a job to protect us. And not only did they not protect us, but they subjected us to that guy over and over and over again.
Right.
And then when I tried to stand up for people, they shut me down.
Along with acknowledgement of wrongdoing, the men are asking for an unspecified amount of money in damages in their suit.
Yeah, this is the same doctor that Congressman Jim Jordan has gotten involved with, where people were accusing him of ignoring charges back in the day.
Yeah, he was an assistant on the wrestling team, an assistant coach on the wrestling team at the time. This is the same doctor, as far as they can tell right now from the investigation and the suits. 14 team sports may be involved, but again, Steve, the man that we talked with, was just a student at Health Services, so it goes beyond just the athletic department.
An open secret.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.